Hello, and welcome to Well Done, the Power of Positive Relationships, presented by Amy Grove. Are you a seagull manager? Do you ask, what is a seagull manager? Do you fly in, crap on people, and fly away? Seagull managers only address their associates when something is going wrong. But what type of results do you see when you practice this type of management? And what type of culture does the seagull management style create? Not a very good one. What would happen if instead of only catching people doing things wrong, you started catching people doing something right? Don't be a seagull, be a whale. And the focus of this presentation is about Well Done, the Power of Positive Relationships, a book written by Ken Blanchard. And this is the training session for managers of practicing positive reinforcement, otherwise known as Well Done. Seagulls equals the gotcha style. In Well Done, the gotcha style is when managers only catch people doing wrong. The gotcha style culture of an organization is not a good one. You have a negative atmosphere, distrust, rumors, competitiveness, and there is a lack of teamwork and collaboration. The gotcha style is not a good style of management. A better style is catching people doing right, which equals Well Done. Well Done is based on the trainers at SeaWorld. The SeaWorld teach the whales to perform tricks through positive reinforcement. After all, you can't punish a 9,000-pound whale and then jump in the pool with him. Therefore, instead of punishing the whales, they reward the whales for correct behavior. They catch the whales doing something right. Well Done is based on 3 main points. You first build trust with your employees by accentuating the positive. If an employee does something wrong, you don't reprimand them or give them negative reinforcement, but instead you redirect the energy when a mistake occurs. Because of Well Done and because of accentuating the positive, you are building positive relationships with your employees. There are 3 ABCs of performance. The first is the A, which is the activator. It's something that or whatever gets the performance going. The B is the behavior, the performance that then occurs because of the activator. And of course, there is the C, the consequence, which is your response, you as the manager responding to that performance. There are 4 kinds of consequences. The first, which unfortunately many of us experience, is no response. You don't hear good feedback, you don't hear bad feedback. You don't have the gotcha style, nor do you have the Well Done. You just have nothing from the manager. This is not what managers should be doing. The second type of consequence is the negative response, also known as the seagull, or gotcha style. You're the type of manager that you only pay attention to your employees when they're doing something wrong. Redirection is the third type of consequence. This is also part of the Well Done. You redirect their energy or redirect their behavior. You first sit down with the employee and you describe the error. You show the negative impact without placing blame. In fact, if at all possible and appropriate, you as the manager take the blame. You then explain the task in detail because, again, the error could have simply been done because they did not understand the details in the task. Finally, you express continuing trust and confidence in the person. Redirection is respectful and it builds trust. Finally, the fourth type of consequence is the positive response. It's the Well Done. But remember, don't wait until your associate or employee is doing the behavior 100% correct. After all, you didn't praise your child when they stood up and walked across the room the first time. You praised their progress, from getting up off their bottom to a couple steps to finally making it across the room. Progress and praise, it's a moving target. The Well Done culture is completely opposite from the seagull culture. When you practice positive reinforcement, you will see a much better culture in your organization. Positive relationships will be built between your associates and among the associates. You trust your associates and they trust you. The respect is also mutual. The relationships are full of caring and There's teamwork, praise, and encouragement are contagious. The culture of well done extends throughout the department and the organization. Does well done work? Even back in the 1970s, which was one of the first examples of positive reinforcement that I could find an example of, was at Emory Air Freight. This was even before positive reinforcement was really called positive reinforcement. They based it on Skinner's examples in psychology. At Emory Air Freight, when they first introduced positive reinforcement, 90% of the associates responded to this type of management. And the customer service and parts of the operations saw increase in their standards from a low 30 to 40% to a high of 90 to 95%. Positive reinforcement made that. And the proof continues. A reminder here that positive reinforcement is the only method of getting consistent, continuous improvement in your workplace, stated by Wick. And yet again, the proof continues. The impact that a few words or a special incentive has may be more beneficial than a company would ever have realized. The man that might offer businesses a lot of help would be B.F. Skinner. He has probably made the most sense of the whole motivational process and why it drives people to do what they do. This is why it is so important to motivate people for the right reasons instead of punishing them for the wrong. Again, positive reinforcement works. As a manager, catch people doing things right. Well done. Positive reinforcement is even all around us outside of work. Positive reinforcement is practiced by teachers. The correct behavior of students is rewarded, and therefore the correct behavior is repeated. Positive reinforcement and well done is practiced by pet owners. After all, whales aren't the only ones who respond to positive reinforcement. And of course, positive reinforcement is practiced by parents. Children are rewarded as they're learning to walk, during the potty training process, learning to ride a bike, and etc. Therefore, positive reinforcement, it can move mountains, even in your organization. Try catching people doing something right. Build trust among your employees. Accentuate the positive. And don't wait until the behavior is perfect. Praise the progress. If there is a mistake, simply redirect the behavior. Positive reinforcement. It can move mountains.